Hello, 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 and welcome to Real Conversations. I hope all is well. I pray all is well. And if it is not, trust and believe. And I just want you to know that it can and it will get better. So I definitely couldn't let this month go by without doing a podcast about something that has grown to be near and dear to my heart, which is domestic violence. And as we all know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And you might see people walking around with, purple ribbons or purple shirts and things like that. But, it's hard because most people, when they think of domestic violence, they think of a woman who is being battered and physically abused, beating, getting, beat up and things like that from her partner. But let me just say, domestic violence spans across so many different areas, and it's not just physical. It is emotional, it's verbal, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's financial, it's sexually. Abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter the type of abuse. And, we have to normalize not putting abuse into categories. Because, again, abuse is abuse. No one asked to be in these types of situations. For me, I didn't even realize I was in that type of situation because, again, when most people think of abuse, they think of physical. I thank God I was never physically abused, but I was abused in all the other ways. You know what I'm saying? And so because I felt like I wasn't being physically abused, like I didn't feel like I was being abused. And I was so unaware and naive. And once I really started to do the work on me and try to comprehend the situations that I was in, I realized that it was abuse. And that's a hard, thing, because most people say, I'll never allow, that'll never be me. I could never be in an abusive situation. I could never let no man abuse me like that. I was one of those people. And I've always been very strong. I've always been very independent, held my own, had my own. I never needed a man to do anything for me. I did everything for myself. But I chose to sit in this abusive situation, not understanding and not realizing that I was being abused. So once I did the work and once I was intentional about my healing and my self-love and my journey, I just was intentional about everything. And coming out of it, I sometimes I have to ask myself, wow, why? Why were you even in that? And so I can speak from this place to encourage other women that it's not you. You don't ask to be hurt. You don't ask to be put in these situations. And it's not always just a partner. It can be family members as well. It can be friends as well. And this is what people don't realize. People think that, abuse is just at the hands of a partner. It's not. And, once you start to do the work and you start to set boundaries and you become intentional about who you have in your life, you'll see that you were being abused in so many ways that it's mind-blowing. So I say all of this to say, keep healing, keep thriving, keep surviving. You are definitely going to have some good days. You're going to have some bad days. You're going to have some in-between days. And you are going to have days where some things might trigger you, and that's okay. It's okay to not be okay some days with the things that you have experienced and the things that you have endured at the expense and at the hands of other people. But it's your responsibility now that you become aware. And please don't ever take on the victim mentality. Because what I learned and what I realized is that most people who play the victim role, they use that as a comfort zone to say, okay, well, I'm a victim. Yes, we are all victims. But don't let that be your story. Don't let that be the end of where your chapter in your book. Don't let that be the end. Now that you are aware that you were victimized, now go within and do the inner work. And that is where you will find your strength. That is where you will find your power. That is where you would find your courage. Because it's not easy to be transparent and open and honest and tell people what you've been through. And you can't be ashamed of it. You can't be ashamed because you did not ask for that. Whatever it is, you did not ask for it. You did not warrant. It wasn't warranted. It was not something that you wanted, but it happened. And I know some people who are in their 40s, who are in their 50s, and they are still crying about things that happened to them when they were 8, 9, and 10 years old. That is a victim mentality because they can never move past the things that happened to them. Sometimes things happen to us that we have no control over. And yes, it's painful. Yes, it's hurtful. Yes, it's disturbing. Yes, it's traumatizing. But you have to do the work to become better, to move. Don't let that trauma, don't let that hurt, don't let that pain makes you a victim, that you walk around thinking that you are victimized your whole life. Some people spend a whole life because they can't work through whatever happened to them. For me, I did not want to waste another minute, another second, nothing. I did not want to waste any more of my time in that victim space. Because that's not me. That's not my story. That's not who I am. That's not how my story is going to end. And what happens is when you hold on to that, it makes you become bitter. It makes you angry. It makes you miserable. It makes you not love. It makes you not want to trust. It creates so many other problems for you. I didn't want to live my life like that. So I don't claim a victim mentality. I don't claim a victim stance in any of that. I hold myself, and this is not an easy thing to do, but it can be done. Even when you can't speak to other people, even when you can't go to other people about the things that you've experienced and the things that you've endured, I always say, seek help, seek therapy, find you a support system, find you a network of supportive people who have been through what you've been through. Let those people be your hope and let those people be your beacon of light. And listen to their stories and the things that they've been through and find ways, healthy ways to overcome. That is where your power and your strength lies, for you to overcome. Keep thriving. Keep living. Be a testimony. Share your story, share your journey, share your progress. You know, I always say, I want to see everyone evolve. It's such a beautiful experience. Trust me, I've been through the days where I cried. I tried to make sense of things. And then I got to a point where I had to let it go. Simple. It's not an easy thing. But I had to let it go because I said, that's not what that person did, or what that person or persons put you through is not you. Anytime that somebody abuses, intentionally hurts other people, intentionally try to inflict pain on other people, that is a reflection of them. That's why I say hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. That's not love. That is not love at all. Be intentional about your healing. Be intentional about the people that's in your life. Surround yourself with people who want to see you get better, who want to see you live your best life. People who don't want to see you remain broken. And sometimes that feels lonely because not everybody will understand it. Because people are quick to say, oh, well, if it was that bad, why didn't you leave? But sometimes you don't even know that you're being abused. Like I said, I've been through that. Sometimes you don't even know that you are being abused. And that's okay. We all were naive. We were all, blind to certain things. We just didn't understand certain things. No judgment. No judgment. Don't be ashamed of the things that you've been through and the things that you've experienced. And I encourage people, share your stories, share your testimonies, because you never know who you're going to encourage. You never know who you're going to inspire, because a lot of people suffer in silence. They suffer, struggling because they don't want nobody to see. It takes a lot of courage to be transparent, to be open and honest about the things that you are struggling with in life. But there's so much power and there's so much strength in picking yourself up and moving forward and being intentional about doing the work in your life. You only have one life. Live it. Live it. Don't let your traumas and the things that you've experienced stop you from living. Like I said, I speak from this place because I've experienced it. I understand it. So I don't judge any woman that has, been in a situation where, she tried to, she thought she was doing all the best that she could in a situation. But people will show you who they are. And if you continue to allow that person to stay in your life, they're not going to change. They're going to continue to do the same things that they've been doing to you, because in their minds, they feel like it's okay. And this is where you set your boundaries. This is where your strong boundaries come in. You can't pick and choose your family members, but you can pick and choose how you deal with them. You can pick and choose how much space you give them in your life. And again, sometimes you just have to cut people off. When people refuse to respect you, refuse to respect your boundaries, refuse to respect how you feel and what you feel and why you feel the way you feel, you have to be okay with cutting them off. Your mental health is everything. Your mind, your strength, is everything. It's so important and it's vital. Because it affects everything that you do. Whether that's going to work every day, going out in public, dealing with relationships. It affects everything that you do. And how can you expect to have healthy relationships when you're stuck in unhealthy relationships. This is not going to work. Abuse is abuse. And I don't care what anybody says. It's not right. Be intentional about your healing. It's not your fault. But once you become aware of it, focus on you and focus on the areas that you need to fix within yourself that's allowing you to stay in these abusive situations. It's not easy. It can be lonely. Sometimes you look crazy to other people, and it's okay. You have to learn how to encourage yourself, speak life into yourself, speak life over yourself. Sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader, because it does not make sense to anyone else, and it don't have to. When the only thing that you can do is lean on God, He will never leave you and He will never forsake you. God will never give you anything more than you can bear. But He also gave you the gift of discernment to know that you cannot carry the weight and the burden of the world and the people in it. He also gave you that discernment. So the things that you have to let go, you got to learn to be okay with letting go. Let it go. Because you can't change anyone or anything. You can't change the past. The only thing you can do is change you and change how you move forward, how you handle situations, how you handle and deal with people. That's the only thing that you can change. So that's why it's important and it's vital that you do the internal work on you and set those strong boundaries. Find out who you are. You have to unlearn and relearn who you are, because of what you become in that situation is not who you are meant to be. When you are in abusive relationships, you learn defense mechanisms, coping mechanisms. And you don't realize it at the time, but that's exactly what it is. Because you've seen people in your lives deal with and handle dysfunctional behaviors, and they mask it under the terms of love and unconditional love. And I've said this before, unconditional love does not mean unconditional tolerance. You have to love something and be able to walk away from it because you love you more. You have to love you more. So today, I just want to encourage anyone who is struggling. Love you more. Keep healing. Healing looks good on you. Keep thriving. Keep surviving. Show the world that it can be done. Because here's the thing, they're watching. They're watching. And I laugh a lot about they're watching. Because it's either two ways you're going to go. You're going to either crumble or you're going to grow. I'd rather see you see me grow. I crumble for what? I don't fold under pressure. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to flourish because I'm not going to let that victim mindset take over. Because I know that's not who I am. I want to see people grow. I want to see people evolve. I want to see people live their best lives. Yes, things will happen to you in your life. And like I said, doesn't matter how great you are of a person. Bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to great people all the time. But what you can alleviate from your life, alleviate that. Don't worry about what people say about you. Don't worry about how crazy you may look to some people, because they don't understand it. And everything ain't for everybody. And, the crazy thing about growing and evolving and changing and, just morphing into this new person. Some people are comfortable and okay with who they are and where they are in their life. And hey, you know what? If that's for you, that's for you. But I know that God has something more for me. I know that there's something more for me in this life. There's something that God has put in place in me to purpose and to birth something. And when you feel like that, go with it. Abuse is abuse. People have endured all forms of abuse. But don't let that be the end of your story. Don't let that be where it stops. Like I said, people are watching. They're either going to laugh at you or applaud you. And either way, you don't have to worry about that. Give them a show. Give them a show. You be the creator. You be the author of your own story. Don't let nobody else write your story for you. Don't let nobody else write the movie of your life for you. That's where your power comes in. That's where your strength comes in. Abuse is abuse, and no one has asked to ever be abused. But sometimes you have to go through that to come out and be the best version of you, a better version of who you are. You'll find out things about yourself that you never knew existed. And that's where your power comes in. The person who I was yesterday, I am not the person who I am today. And guess what? Tomorrow when I wake up, God willing, I will not be the same person tomorrow that I am today. Keep growing, keep evolving, keep living, keep thriving, keep loving, keep shining, keep being the light. The right people will gravitate towards you. And trust and believe those people that's not for you, they will fall by the wayside. God will slowly remove those people from your life. Because they're not for you. They weren't meant for you. Everybody comes into your life for a lesson or a blessing. But it's up to you to discern what that person is there for. And once you discern that, those are your instructions to move on accordingly. Abuse is abuse. But don't let what you've experienced and don't let what you've endured cripple you. Don't let it cripple you. Live your best life. You survived. You survived the worst of the worst. Stand up, walk in your power, walk in your truth. And say, when I look back over my life and I see what I have been through, it's only by the grace of God how I made it. Because see, when you're in the midst of a storm, you don't know how you're going to make it out. You don't know when you're going to make it out. You don't know how I'm going to make it out. But when you find your strength and your courage, that's when the journey begins. That's when the true journey begins. So all you survivors, keep surviving. We see you. Healing looks good on you. And I love it. And I love it. Stay blessed.